Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning, today is October 1st. I'm Tristan Meng.
And I'm Isaiah Day.
On this day, we are reminded of the massacre that devastated Las Vegas 2 years ago. Most of us know or have heard of people who were involved in the events of October 1st. Reporter Chris Elliott joins us after speaking with a teacher whose husband was a first responder to the chaotic scene at Mandalay Bay.
October 1st affected many around the valley, including students and teachers here at Foothill. I spoke to a teacher who stayed home the day after the tragedy to make sure her husband, a cop, was okay.
I remember getting a text at around 10, I think it was 10:07.
It's the kind of text that no wife wants to hear from their husband.
It's basically almost kind of like a I love you, goodbye kind of thing if anything were to happen, and thank God nothing happened.
Officer Retchent arrived to Mandalay Bay October 1st, 2 years ago during the second attack.
He had when he got there, it was just complete chaos. People were running for their lives, leaving things everywhere. It was just absolutely terrible, I'm sure.
While people ran from the scene, Officer Retchent ran to those to help victims.
He was there all night. He was basically, him and his colleagues were there protecting the site, making sure that everyone was leaving and getting to a safe space and going to the hospital if they needed help.
Officer Retchent didn't come home until 9 in the morning.
I think initially it was just a big shock and almost kind of like they had to put on this coat of strength that they needed to do for their city because that's part of their job, but it was a lot for sure.
58 people died, 488 were injured. Many of us knew someone who was at or near the Route 91 festival.
It definitely affected everybody in different ways, and I think it really made us realize the realities of first responders and some of the terrible things that they have to deal with as part of their job.
Miss Regin's husband and other cops later held a barbecue together to help each other through the stress of responding to the attack. Reporting for FST News, this is Chris Elliott.
Thanks, Chris. Around the valley, groups are coming together to hold memorial events for those lost and those affected, from 5K runs to poetry reading. And no matter how you remember the events of October 1st, always remember we're Vegas strong.
Teachers should be spending third period passing out black ribbons to remember the victims of the 1 October attack. The Junior National Honor Society spent the last few weeks hand-making these ribbons for everybody in the school. Reporter Keldon Bassinger visited them last afternoon to talk about this large project.
Any other questions? So, Ms. Tree.
NHS students spent the last 3 weeks making black ribbons in commemoration of the October 1st tragedy. When I asked Cosette Terry and Shayna McCain, they told me that they had made 3,000, enough for all students on campus.
So last year we made 1,000 ribbons to hand out at school. This year we've upped it to 3,000 ribbons, so we're trying to give one to everybody at school.
If you have any questions about the ribbons or any other NHS activities, consult Ms. Dana Trees or attend the NHS meetings in room 254. From FST, I'm Kelly Basinger.
Black ribbons are traditionally worn to mourn victims of tragic events. It represents remembrance, mourning, and grief. With homecoming right around the corner, ticket prices are getting higher. Today and tomorrow, tickets are being sold for $15. Thursday and Friday, tickets will be sold for $20, and at the door, the cost will be $35. The bash starts at 9:30 and ends at 11:30.
And if you really want to get into the homecoming spirit, you'll want to come down to the freshman tailgate. No, there's no cars involved. This tailgate is more of a party before the freshman football game on October 3rd. The event is free, but you'll have to pay for food and activities at the tailgate. The event will be in the quad from 2:30 to 3:30.
Japanese Club will be having their first meeting on Thursday in room 816. It will be an informational meeting, so if you want to learn a new language and get out of your comfort zone, then this is the place for you, so be sure to stop by.
If a bash isn't your thing, Student Council has something else in store. Tonight on the soccer field, Stuco is hosting a free movie night in celebration of homecoming. The movie is Moana, and senior crowns will be given out while they last.
The next meeting for Outdoor Science Club is October 7th in room 327. A representative from REI will be meeting to talk about the right gear to have on your adventure. The last day to sign up for the Zion National Park camping trip is Thursday, October 3rd. You must pay your deposit at the banker's office.
Girls basketball is having a meeting after school today in room 700. If you have any questions or can't make it, contact Coach Vernon.
Pack the Stands night for volleyball is just 9 days away. The first 50 students with their ID cards get a free ticket. The game will start at 5.
Well, that's all the news going on around the hill today, Falcons. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at FST News. Also follow our Snapchat at FST Snap.
And from all of us here at FST News, have a terrific Tuesday, Falcons.